The great Katie Page from Harvey Norman. Give Katie a round of applause, the CEO of the great Harvey Norman. And Lisa Paul, who is with the BCA's Rebuild, and she is its coordinator. Ladies, hello, and congratulations on the idea and the execution, Katie. It is important that donations flowed, all of that, but now it's about help, practical help, and keeping as many businesses as alive as possible.
No, you've known me for a long time, and I'm a very practical person, and what I love about this is that we've got a view of 5 years, not just what happens today, because the biggest issue is you have something as devastating as these fires. You then, a month later, you see the green shoots coming on the trees, etc., and people say everything's okay, but it's not okay. No. So, led by Sir Peter Cosgrove, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, the wonderful Sir Peter Cosgrove, who's been through many disasters in his time, and he knows that this is what needs to happen, and these are the practical things. So how can business help? So with people like us, like Harvey Norman, how can we fit in with what the BCA is doing and help deliver over the next 5 years so those people really have great communities in the future? Because it's this thing where you've been able to show, say, in Mogo. I keep talking about it because people know about the Mogo Zoo. Well, of course, in the main street of Mogo, it essentially is nothing but a collection of shops. Yep. Tell everyone at home what you were able to do to make sure that businesses had a place to keep being the shops in Mogo.
Absolutely. So when you drive into Mogo, as you would have seen, I reckon a quarter of those businesses have been burnt. You know, of all businesses in Mogo. And Mogo is a business town. It's for tourists. So what we've done is we got BCA through BizRebuild, got one of its members, ATCO, to donate all these demountables, and they got trucked in on Saturday on 10 semi-trailers. And here it is, it was on the screen, 10 semi-trailers in a convoy, horns blaring. And I'll tell you what, all the townspeople were standing up and down the main street in tears. I was in tears.
Yeah.
I actually even think Sir Peter Cosgrove may have shed a tear.
Of course he'd say no, but yeah,
I reckon it might have been. And, you know, the businesses which you can see on the screen that burnt out, you know, it's going to take months and months to clear those sites. And then they've got to get their insurances and all that. What we've done is put in something which in a matter of weeks, they'll be trading and earning money. And let's face it, small businesses are the glue in any community, aren't they? Yeah. And that's what this initiative is about. BizRebuild with the BCA, big business helping small business get back on its feet. Well,
I mean, a big business in Harvey Norman, but one where, 65% of your locations are in regional Australia. That's the balance and the focus of the Australian operation.
Jerry and I have been in this business for 35 years with Harvey Norman, so you can imagine what we've seen in these communities. And when 65% of your stores are in country areas, we've just come out of a really, really bad drought. So, you know, just before Christmas, I said to Jerry, we've got this horse farm in the Hunter Valley. And I said, I want to go over that fire trail. I think I know what I'm going to see, but let's do it. We went over and we said, oh my God, this is not good. And so then you start to think about where you've got your businesses, the communities, what can happen. And of course, the worst thing happened with the fires. But for us, it's about how our business, how franchisees can be helping those communities, how our suppliers can be helping those communities. So one of the things that we activate very quickly is, because we're in Homemaker, is those people need fridges, washing machines, lounges, beds. So it's not just money, it's what you can give in kind, not just services, but being practical. So that was one of the first things that we did. And you were at the Batemans Bay store today. Yeah. So how did those franchisees react when this was happening? Well, they made sure that the RFS could charge their mobiles, that they were looked after, that they had food, they had water. You know, it's what we do as a country, in fact. Absolutely. And it's business, and what business does to make sure that communities become as vibrant as possible going forward. And the other thing that I love about what we're doing is actually how can these communities look better in the future? So just not taking it to what it was, but using what the RFS have gone through, what the experts have gone through and they say, you know, this is what this community needs to do
Correct.
to have great buildings, a great main street. So that's what we're working on as well.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the types of proprietors that you're working with, give us an idea again about how the pay it forward keeps going for the best part of the next 5 years.
Absolutely. So the first thing we did, by the way, was in Batemans Bay. That was the very first initiative under BizRebuild, where we matched up Bunnings, who's a member of the BCA, with a local business, Beach House Stairs, that had burnt down, and we got all those boys their tools free from Bunnings within 24 hours. So instantly, within 24 hours, they were back at work doing what they need to do to keep the community going. But, you know, we've said as BCA, we're in it for the long haul, definitely in it for the long haul. And we're perfectly happy to go to any community that wants us to come in and see what we can do. No red tape, no application forms, you know, no hassle. We just sit down with the local people and we say, well, who has a need? And that's what we found in Mogo. And those businesses have worked brilliantly together, and they're all going to go into that demountable and start trading.
So they simply search for BizRebuild or BizRebuild BCA and all of the
Yep, and they'll
info
find
will
us.
be there.
Absolutely, BizRebuild.
Now, I want to give a special shout out because there is an employee of yours, part of the Harvey Norman team, and his name is Paul Allen. Now, Paul, I don't know whether we're going to get a shot of him or not, but he's a great man sitting just over there whose family, sadly, did lose an awful lot in the fires. But Paul is a massive Canberra Raiders fan, right? He is such a Canberra Raiders fan that even though he's been through what has happened over the past few weeks, he was bidding on the Canberra Raiders jersey today at the silent auction. So if nothing else, I want you to give a round of applause to Paul for wanting to give to a community. But Paul, I know that you're looking forward to taking your 18-year-old to a Canberra game very soon, but I've got a bit of news for you because Harvey Norman, the BCA and Sky News have organised for you and the family to meet the entire Canberra Raiders team at a training match where they'll sign whatever you want, you'll hang out, and also we'll organise memberships for the rest of the year for you and the family.
Oh.
100%. Well done, mate. Well done. So go the Raiders. Viking club. Good man. Good on you, Paul, and thank you to everyone involved in that, especially Canberra Raiders, NRL and everyone involved in that to make that happen. A super fan who, if we can give you a bit of enjoyment for the family, a couple of hours away at those home games, enjoy. Now today, at the silent auction that was running as part of the street fair that was here, well, fair amount of money, the best part of $32,000 was donated by fellow locals here.
Which is extraordinary. You think about what people have gone through here, and the community have raised $32,000. I find that, you know, it is quite an emotional thing when you think that they care about other people when they're going through so much tragedy themselves.
This is it. I mean, your fellow people in Batemans Bay giving as much as you did today. And I want to say on the behalf of Paul Whittaker, the CEO of Sky News, not only was it important that we came in and we invested in the town for this production and everything else, we've also brought a cheque for $25,000, which goes to BizRebuild as well. So thank you to Paul, thank you to the team. Thank you for super producer Josh for giving up his wage for a little while. That's great. He's working for free for the next 3 years, which is good, but he's a millennial and won't complain about it. We know that. But ladies, thank you very much for this, and everyone here in Batemans Bay. You've got some pretty incredible people looking after you, so please give them a round of applause. Thank you very much, Katie. Thank you very much, Lisa. We will talk to you again very soon, and thank you for your partnership with our town. We love Harvey Norman and the BCA.